Guards came for Daehyun in the morning. They were tall aliens wearing black armor. They opened his cell and pointed at the door. Daehyun picked up the cat carrier and followed them. His hands were shaking. Behind him he heard Jiwoo shout something encouraging. Other humans pressed against their cell walls watching him go. Some looked hopeful. Most just looked scared. The guards led him through long corridors. The walls glowed with soft blue light. Strange symbols covered every surface. Finally, they reached a massive door. It opened slowly, revealing the arena beyond. Daehyun stepped inside and gasped. The arena was huge, bigger than any stadium on Earth. Thousands of aliens sat in the stands. They came in all shapes and sizes. Some had fur. Others had scales. Some looked almost human. But all of them were staring at him. The floor was smooth and white. The ceiling was so high that Daehyun could barely see it. Giant screens floated in the air, showing his face from different angles. He felt very small and very alone. Across the arena on the far side was another door. It was much bigger than the one he came through. That must be where the battle beast would enter. Daehyun swallowed hard. A voice boomed through the arena. It was Thraknor. "Welcome, citizens of the Empire. Today we test the humans of Earth. Their champion will face our mighty Razorback Slicer. Let us see if Deathworld creatures can truly fight." The crowd roared. Some were cheering. Others were laughing. They thought this would be easy entertainment. Daehyun knelt down and opened the cat carrier. Mr. Whiskers poked his head out cautiously. His ears turned this way and that, listening to all the strange sounds. Then he stepped out onto the white floor. The crowd went silent. They were confused. What kind of champion was this? The creature was tiny. It looked soft and harmless. Was this a joke? Mr. Whiskers sat down. He lifted one back leg and started grooming himself. This was clearly more important than anything else happening around him. Thraknor's voice came again, now angry. "Human, what is this mockery? That creature is smaller than my foot. Do you wish to die?" Daehyun stood up. His voice shook when he spoke, but he tried to sound brave. "This is Mr. Whiskers. He is my champion." "This is my choice," the Warlord laughed. It was a cruel, harsh sound. "Very well. Release the Razorback Slicer." The far door began to rise. A low growling sound came from the darkness beyond. Then the beast emerged, and Daehyun's blood turned to ice. The Razorback Slicer was massive. It looked like a panther mixed with a nightmare. 6 legs moved with deadly grace. Its body was covered in black fur, but sharp crystal spikes grew from its back and shoulders. Its claws were as long as knives. Its teeth were even longer. The crowd roared with excitement. This beast had killed champions from a dozen different planets. It had never lost a fight. The Razorback Slicer spotted Mr. Whiskers. Its eyes locked onto the small orange cat. It crouched low, muscles tensing. Then it charged. The beast moved incredibly fast. It crossed half the arena in seconds. Daehyun wanted to scream, to run, to grab his cat and protect him, but his body would not move. He could only watch in horror. Mr. Whiskers stopped grooming. He looked up at the charging monster. His ears folded back flat against his head. His pupils grew huge and black. His tail puffed up until it looked like a bottle brush. Then Mr. Whiskers hissed. It was not a loud sound, but somehow it carried across the entire arena. It was a sound of pure warning, pure threat. Every predator instinct the cat had was in that hiss. The Razorback Slicer skidded to a stop. Its claws scraped across the white floor, leaving deep marks. It stopped just 10 feet away from the cat. The beast stood frozen, staring. The crowd fell silent. This was not supposed to happen. The Slicer never stopped. It never hesitated. What was wrong? Mr. Whiskers arched his back. He made himself look bigger. His fur stood on end. His claws came out. He hissed again, louder this time. The Razorback Slicer took a step backward. Then another. Its ears flattened. Its tail tucked between its legs. The mighty battle beast was backing away from a Housecat. Chaos erupted in the stands. Aliens jumped to their feet, shouting in confusion. The screen showed close-ups of both creatures. The Slicer looked terrified. Mr. Whiskers looked absolutely furious. What is happening? Thraknor roared. "Attack! Slicer, attack the tiny creature!" But the Razorback Slicer would not attack. It kept backing up, never taking its eyes off Mr. Whiskers. Something in those green cat eyes told the beast that this was not prey. This was something dangerous, something deadly. Mr. Whiskers took one step forward. Just one small step. His paw made no sound on the floor, that was enough. The razorback slicer turned and ran. Its 6 legs scrambled for grip on the smooth floor. It raced back toward its gate, desperate to escape. The gate was still open. The beast disappeared through it, and guards quickly sealed it shut. The arena was completely silent. Thousands of aliens stared in shock. No one could believe what they had just seen. The undefeated razorback slicer had fled from a creature the size of a small cushion. Dae-hyun could not believe it either. He stood there, mouth open, trying to understand what had happened. Mr. Whiskers sat back down and started grooming his paw again. The fight, if you could call it that, was over. Finally, Thraknor spoke. His voice was shaking with rage. This trial is invalid. There was a technical error. The beast was not functioning correctly. We will have a new trial tomorrow. The screens went dark. Guards rushed onto the arena floor. They gave Mr. Whiskers a very wide space as they approached Dae-hyun. One guard pointed at the cat carrier. Put the predator back in its container, the guard said nervously. Dae-hyun picked up Mr. Whiskers. The cat purred and rubbed his face against Dae-hyun's hand. He was completely relaxed now, as if nothing unusual had happened. Dae-hyun placed him gently back in the carrier. The guards escorted him back to his cell, but this time they kept their distance. They looked at the cat carrier like it contained a bomb. When Dae-hyun returned to the holding area, the other humans exploded with questions. Everyone was talking at once. They had watched everything on screens in their cells. That was amazing. Someone shouted. How did you train your cat to do that? Another asked. I did not train him, Dae-hyun said honestly. I have no idea what just happened. Mr. Whiskers is just a normal cat. Ji-woo was thinking hard. No, there is something more going on here. Hyejin, you know animals. Why would that battle beast run from a housecat? Hyejin pressed her face against the cell wall, looking at Mr. Whiskers. I have a theory. But it sounds crazy. Everything about this is crazy, Dae-hyun said. Please tell us, Hyejin took a breath. I think it is about Earth, about our planet's gravity. Earth is heavier than most planets where life exists. Our animals evolved to be stronger, faster, more dangerous. Mr. Whiskers might seem normal to us, but to aliens from lighter gravity worlds he moves like a super predator. Ji-woo nodded excitedly. Yes, that makes sense. I study extreme life forms. Earth is actually a very harsh planet compared to most. Our animals had to adapt to survive. To aliens, even our pets would look deadly. But Mr. Whiskers did not even fight, Dae-hyun said. He just hissed. Exactly, Hyejin said. Cats are ambush predators. They use body language and sounds to warn threats away before fighting. That hiss, that posture, those are warnings. The razorback slicer recognized them as predator signals. It knew Mr. Whiskers was dangerous even if we cannot see it. The humans fell quiet thinking about this. Could it really be true? Were Earth animals so much stronger than they realized? Later that night, someone new visited Dae-hyun's cell. It was the small alien who had been scared of Mr. Whiskers before. It looked around nervously before speaking in a whisper. Human, my name is Grixtel. I serve the Warlord, but I do not agree with his ways. I came to warn you. Tomorrow he will choose a much stronger beast. He is very angry. He wants to destroy your small predator to restore his honor. Dae-hyun felt his hope sink. What kind of beast? The venom spine serpent. It is 40 feet long with armor and poison. It has never been defeated. I am sorry, human. Your trick will not work twice. Grixtel hurried away before anyone could see him. Dae-hyun looked at Mr. Whiskers. The cat was curled up in his carrier, sleeping peacefully. Tomorrow they would face something even more dangerous. And this time they might not be so lucky. He only hoped that whatever made Mr. Whiskers scary to aliens would be enough to save them one more time. Thraknor's hands clenched into fists. He had been humiliated twice now. His reputation was crumbling. But he refused to admit defeat. Take them back to their cells. Tomorrow there. The ship was different after the second trial. Alien crew members whispered in corridors. Some looked at the humans with fear. Others looked with respect. Word spread that the Earth creatures had defeated another impossible opponent. In the holding area, the mood had changed completely. The humans no longer felt helpless. They began to organize. They shared information and made plans. If Earth animals could defeat battle beasts, maybe they had more power than they thought. Grixtal visited more often now. He brought better food and medical supplies. He seemed less afraid of Mr. Whiskers, though he still kept his distance from the cat. Many crew members want the Warlord to stop the trials, Grixtal told them one evening. They say it is foolish to anger Deathworld predators. They say we should release you and forget we ever came to Earth. But Thraknor will not stop? Jiwoo asked. No, he cannot. His power comes from his reputation as an undefeated warrior. If he admits defeat to a human's pet, he loses everything. He is planning something terrible. 3 beasts instead of 1. He calls it the ultimate trial. Dae-hyun felt cold fear in his stomach. 3 beasts? Mr. Whiskers cannot fight 3 at once. Not at once, Grixtal said. 3 stages, one after another. If you win all 3, Thraknor promises to free all humans and grant you status in the Empire. If you lose any stage, you all become slaves forever. After Grixtal left, the humans argued about what to do. Some thought they should refuse to fight. Others said they had no choice. Finally, Jiwoo spoke up. This might be our only chance for freedom. If Dae-hyun wins, we can negotiate. We can make demands. We can contact Earth and warn them about these aliens. But what if he loses? Someone asked. Then we are no worse off than we are now, Heejin said. At least this way we have hope. Dae-hyun looked at Mr. Whiskers. The cat was lying on his back, batting at an invisible fly. He looked so peaceful, so innocent. It did not seem fair to put this weight on such a small creature. Mr. Whiskers is a cat, he said quietly. He does not understand what we are asking of him. He just knows I am his human, and he needs to protect me. That is exactly why he will win, Heejin said. Cats are territorial. They protect what is theirs. You belong to Mr. Whiskers, Dae-hyun. He will not let anything hurt you. The next day arrived too quickly. The guards came for Dae-hyun early. The walk to the arena felt longer this time. He could feel his heart beating fast. Mr. Whiskers meowed from inside the carrier, sensing his human's stress. The arena was absolutely packed. Ships from across the sector had arrived to watch. This was the event everyone had been talking about, the Deathworld Predator against 3 of the Warlord's finest beasts. Thraknor appeared on the screens looking confident again. Today we end this charade. Today the human pet faces 3 trials. First, the Blood Talon Raptor, a flying hunter that has never missed its prey. A gate above the arena opened. Something flew out. It was a bird-like creature with metallic feathers. Its wingspan was 20 feet across. Its talons glowed with sharp energy. Its beak dripped with acid. When it screeched, the sound hurt Dae-hyun's ears. Dae-hyun opened the carrier. Mr. Whiskers stepped out and immediately saw the flying creature. His pupils went huge. His tail started twitching. A small chirping sound came from his throat. Every cat owner knows this behavior. It is what cats do when they see birds. Mr. Whiskers was not scared. He was excited. This was the best bird he had ever seen. The Blood Talon Raptor dove from the ceiling, talons extended. It moved fast, but Mr. Whiskers was watching every movement. At the last second, he jumped, not away, but up. He twisted in midair and caught the raptor's wing with his claws. The raptor screeched in surprise. Nothing had ever caught it during a dive. It tried to shake the cat off, but Mr. Whiskers held on tight. He had practiced jumping and climbing his whole life. This was natural for him. The raptor flew higher, trying to drop the cat from a dangerous height. But the lower gravity of the ship meant Mr. Whiskers weighed less than he would on Earth. He climbed along the raptor's wing easily, heading toward its body. The raptor panicked. This was not how hunts were supposed to go. It was the hunter, not the prey. But this small creature treated it like prey. The raptor tried to land, but when it got close to the ground, Mr. Whiskers jumped off and landed perfectly on his feet. The Blood Talon Raptor stayed on the ground, one wing damaged. It looked at Mr. Whiskers with fear. The cat crouched low, watching the bird, tail twitching. The raptor recognized a predator when it saw one. It folded its wings and lowered its head in submission. The crowd erupted. This was supposed to be the easy round, The raptor had won every previous trial, but the Earth predator had made it look simple. Stage 1 complete, Thraknor announced, though he sounded less confident. Now, Stage 2, the Thornshell Gladiator. A different gate opened. Something huge crawled out. It looked like a crab mixed with a tank. Its shell was covered in thick armor and sharp spines. Its claws were massive, each one big enough to crush a car. It moved slowly, but looked unstoppable. Mr. Whiskers tilted his head, studying this new creature. It was different from the others, slower, but very dangerous. The cat approached carefully, staying just out of reach of those massive claws. The Thornshell Gladiator tried to grab him, but Mr. Whiskers was too quick. He dodged left, then right. He was testing the creature, learning how it moved. The gladiator spun, trying to catch the cat. Its claws smashed into the arena floor, leaving deep dents. Then Mr. Whiskers did something clever. He ran underneath the creature's shell. The gladiator could not reach him there. It tried to turn, but its body was too big. It spun in circles, getting more frustrated. Mr. Whiskers found what he was looking for. Under the shell, where the armor did not cover, was soft flesh. He scratched at it with his claws, not to kill, just to annoy. The Thornshell Gladiator made a high-pitched whining sound. It spun faster, trying to shake the cat off. It spun so fast that it tipped over onto its back. Now it was helpless, legs waving in the air, unable to flip itself over. Mr. Whiskers crawled out from under the shell. He sat down and started grooming his face as if he had not just defeated another battle beast. The crowd was laughing now. The mighty Thornshell Gladiator, defeated by being flipped over like a turtle. Dae-hyun could hardly believe it. 2 beasts down, 1 to go. But he knew the last one would be the hardest. Thraknor would save his best for last. The warlord's voice shook with anger. Fine. You want to see true power? Behold the Void Reaver, a creature from beyond space, a being of pure death. The lights in the arena dimmed. A cold wind blew from nowhere. Then something appeared in the center of the arena. It was hard to look at directly. The creature seemed to exist in too many dimensions at once. Its shape kept changing. Sometimes it looked solid. Sometimes it looked like smoke. Dark energy crackled around it. The crowd went silent. Everyone could feel the wrongness of this thing. It should not exist in normal space. Even through the screens, the humans in their cells felt a wave of terror. The Void Reaver moved toward Mr. Whiskers. It did not walk. It simply existed in one place, then another. Reality bent around it. This was not a creature you could fight with claws and teeth. This was something else entirely. Dae-hyun felt true fear for the first time. This was beyond anything Mr. Whiskers had faced. This was beyond anything that should exist. But Mr. Whiskers did not run. His fur stood completely on end, making him look twice his size, his ears pinned flat, his tail puffed out. And he made a sound Dae-hyun had never heard before. A deep, guttural war cry. The sound of a predator facing something that threatened its territory. The Void Reaver paused. It tilted its head, or what passed for a head. It studied the small creature before it. Then it tried to phase through reality to appear behind the cat. But Mr. Whiskers turned before the Void Reaver fully materialized. Somehow the cat knew where it would appear. Hunter's instinct, predator's awareness, millions of years of evolution telling him exactly where the threat would be. Mr. Whiskers lashed out with his claws. They connected with something solid, leaving glowing marks across the Void Reaver's form. The creature shrieked, a sound that hurt everyone's ears and minds. How could physical claws hurt something from beyond space? But earth claws, sharpened by millions of years in a death world, seemed to cut through even impossible defenses. The Void Reaver tried again and again to phase past the cat's defenses. Each time Mr. Whiskers was ready. He moved like he could see the future, like he knew where the creature would be before it got there. Finally, Mr. Whiskers sat down. He wrapped his tail around his paws. He stared at the Void Reaver with calm, confident eyes. It was a challenge, it was a statement. Try again. I dare you. The Void Reaver, A being of pure predatory essence recognized another apex predator. It recognized something it could not defeat. With a sound like reality tearing, it vanished, not through a gate, just gone, returned to wherever it came from. The arena was silent. No one could speak. No one could move. They had just watched a housecat defeat a creature from beyond space and time. The impossible had happened 3 times in one day. Mr. Whiskers walked over to Dae-hyun and meowed. He wanted food. He wanted to go home. Dae-hyun did not sleep that night. He sat with his back against the cell wall, watching Mr. Whiskers sleep. The cat looked so peaceful, so ordinary. It was hard to believe this small creature had defeated a battle beast just hours ago. Around him, other humans whispered to each other. Word of the victory had spread through the holding area. Some people felt hope for the first time since being captured. Others worried that Thraknor would become even more cruel. When morning came, Grixtal returned. He carried a tray of food and water. He slid it through a slot in the cell wall. This time, he stayed to talk. "The whole ship is talking about your cat," Grixtal said quietly. "Many crew members are afraid. They have never seen the Razorback Slicer run from anything. Some think you have magic. Others think your cat is a demon. He is just a cat," Dae-hyun said. "From Earth. Where I am from, millions of people have cats in their homes. They are pets. They sleep on our beds and eat from bowls." Grixtal's eyes went wide. "You keep predators in your sleeping places? On purpose?" He shook his head in disbelief. "This explains much. We have information about Earth in our databases. It is marked as a forbidden world, a death world. But I never believed the reports until now." Jiwoo had been listening from her cell. "What do you mean, a death world?" Grixtal looked around to make sure no other guards were watching. "Most planets where intelligent life exists have gravity between 0.6 and 0.9 of your Earth standard. Your world has very high gravity. This makes everything that lives there much stronger and more deadly. The report says Earth has thousands of different predator species. Most planets have only 10 or 20. So our animals are dangerous to you?" Heijin asked. "Very dangerous. A scouting team went to Earth about 100 years ago. They landed in a green place with many trees. Only one scout survived. The report mentioned snakes that killed with poison, insects that attacked in armies, and big cats with spots that hunted from trees. The Empire declared Earth too dangerous to visit. That was the Amazon rainforest," Jiwoo said. "One of the most dangerous places on Earth. But most of our planet is not like that. We have cities, farms, safe places. But you still have the predators," Grixtal said. "You live among them. You even keep them as companions. This is unthinkable to us." He looked at Mr. Whiskers again and shivered. "I must go. The second trial begins soon. May your small predator be strong." After Grixtal left, the humans talked excitedly. They were beginning to understand their situation. Earth was special. Earth was dangerous, and that might be their only advantage. "We need to use this," Jiwoo said. "If they fear our animals, we can negotiate. We can ask for better treatment. First, Dae-hyun needs to win again," Heijin pointed out. "If Mr. Whiskers loses today, they will not fear us anymore." Dae-hyun felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. Everyone was counting on him and his cat. He picked up Mr. Whiskers and held him close. The cat purred and kneaded his paws against Dae-hyun's shirt. "I need you to be brave again," he whispered to the cat. "Just one more time." When the guards came, Dae-hyun was ready. He walked to the arena with more confidence than before. He could do this. Mr. Whiskers could do this. They had to. The arena was even more crowded today. Aliens from other ships had come to watch. Everyone wanted to see if the Earth Predator would win again or if yesterday was just luck. Thraknor's voice boomed across the space. "Yesterday was a mistake. Today you will see the true power of the Empire. Today the human's pet faces the venom-spined serpent. There will be no escape this time." The crowd cheered. They wanted blood. They wanted to see the Earth creature defeated. Dae-hyun opened the carrier. Mr. Whiskers stepped out and immediately started grooming his face. The crowd murmured. Some laughed. The cat looked even less impressive today. The far gate opened. At first, Dae-hyun saw nothing. Then he heard a sliding sound like scales on metal. Something massive was coming through the doorway. The venom-spined serpent entered the arena, and Dae-hyun's courage almost broke. The creature was enormous. Its body was as thick as a tree trunk and 40 feet long. Black and green scales covered its body, each one as hard as armor. Spines ran down its back, dripping with purple venom. Its head was triangular, with eyes that glowed red. When it opened its mouth, Dae-hyun saw fangs as long as his forearm. The serpent moved across the arena floor with terrible speed. It was fast, much faster than something so large should be. Its tongue flicked out, tasting the air. Its red eyes locked onto Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whiskers stopped grooming. He looked at the giant snake. His tail started to twitch. Back and forth. Back and forth, the venom-spined serpent struck. It moved like lightning, its head shooting forward with its mouth open wide. The crowd gasped. This was it. The earth creature would finally die. But Mr. Whiskers was not there anymore. He had dodged to the side so fast that most of the audience could not see him move. The serpent's fangs hit the floor where the cat had been standing a moment before. The serpent pulled back and struck again. And again. Each time Mr. Whiskers was already gone. He moved with impossible speed and grace. His earth-trained reflexes made him seem like he could predict the future. Then Mr. Whiskers did something unexpected. He jumped. Not away from the serpent, but toward it. He landed on the creature's head and swiped with his claws extended. 4 red lines appeared across the serpent's scales. The venom-spined serpent hissed in pain and surprise. Nothing had ever hurt it before. Its armor was supposed to be unbreakable, but Earthcat claws evolved to climb trees and catch prey in high gravity, were sharp enough to cut through. The serpent thrashed, trying to throw the cat off, but Mr. Whiskers held on easily. He had climbed curtains and furniture his whole life. A moving snake was not much different. He clawed again, leaving more marks. The crowd was going wild. This was not supposed to happen. The venom-spined serpent never lost. It had defeated warriors from 100 planets, but it could not shake off one small cat. Finally, Mr. Whiskers jumped off. He landed on the floor and sat down. His tail wrapped around his paws. He stared at the serpent with calm, calculating eyes. The venom-spined serpent was bleeding from dozens of claw marks. It had never been injured before. It looked at the small orange creature and for the first time in its life felt fear. This thing was a hunter, a real hunter, and right now it was deciding whether to continue the attack. Mr. Whiskers made a strange sound. It was not quite a meow. It was a chirping, chattering noise. Cats make this sound when they see prey they cannot reach. It is a hunting sound, a killing sound. Then Mr. Whiskers did the butt wiggle. His back end moved side to side as he prepared to pounce. It looked silly to humans. To the serpent, it looked like a predator ritual before an attack. The venom-spined serpent decided it had enough. It turned and slithered back toward its gate as fast as it could move. But Thraknor had learned from last time.
"The gate was locked. You will fight,"
the warlord commanded. "I locked the exits." Neither creature can leave until one is dead. The serpent hit the closed gate and panicked. It coiled around itself, trying to protect its head. Mr. Whiskers saw a large, moving rope-like thing. Every cat instinct he had told him this was the best toy ever. What happened next looked less like a battle and more like playtime. Mr. Whiskers pounced on the serpent's tail. He grabbed it with his front paws and kicked with his back legs. The serpent tried to pull away, but the cat held on. He rolled with the tail, biting and clawing. The venom-spined serpent was completely confused. It had trained for combat. It knew how to fight warriors with weapons. It did not know what to do about a small creature that treated it like a toy. Mr. Whiskers released the tail and ran underneath the serpent's coiled body. The serpent tried to follow him but got tangled in its own coils. Mr. Whiskers popped out on the other side and batted at the serpent's head with his paw. Then he ran away, stopped, and looked back. His body language was clear. He wanted the serpent to chase him, but the venom-spined serpent would not chase. It was exhausted, bleeding, and utterly terrified. After 5 minutes of being batted, clawed, and played with, the mighty battle beast simply collapsed. It lay on the arena floor, breathing hard, too scared and tired to move. Mr. Whiskers walked over to Dae-hyun. He rubbed against his leg and meowed. The message was clear. He wanted treats. He wanted to go home. He was bored with this game. The arena was silent. Then slowly some aliens began to clap, not cheering. Just quiet, respectful applause. They had witnessed something impossible. A creature smaller than their hands had defeated one of the most dangerous beasts in the known galaxy, and it had made it look easy. Thraknor stood up from his viewing box. His face showed pure rage. Impossible! This is impossible. That creature must be enhanced with technology. Check it for cybernetics. Guards approached Mr. Whiskers carefully with scanning devices. The cat hissed at them and they jumped back. Finally, one brave guard managed to scan him from a distance. The results showed on the big screens. No technology, no enhancements, just a normal biological organism. "This is a natural creature from Earth," the guard reported. "It has no artificial parts." The crowd began talking loudly. A natural creature? From Earth? A death world predator in its pure form, and the humans kept these things as pets. Dae-hyun sat at his desk staring at his computer screen. The office was empty except for him. It was past midnight in Seoul, and everyone else had gone home hours ago. He rubbed his tired eyes and reached for his coffee mug. Cold again. He sighed. Behind him, in a small carrier, Mr. Whiskers slept peacefully. The orange tabby cat had been with Dae-hyun for 3 years now. He found him as a tiny, sick kitten in an alley during a rainstorm. Now the cat went everywhere with him, even to late-night work sessions. Suddenly the lights flickered. Dae-hyun looked up from his screen. The fluorescent bulbs buzzed and went dark. Then a strange blue light filled the room. It came from nowhere and everywhere at once. Dae-hyun stood up quickly, knocking his chair backward. "What is happening?" he said out loud. The blue light grew brighter and brighter. Dae-hyun felt his body becoming lighter. His feet lifted off the floor. He grabbed the cat carrier with both hands. Inside, Mr. Whiskers woke up and meowed in confusion. Then everything went white. When Dae-hyun opened his eyes, he was not in his office anymore. He was lying on a cold metal floor. The ceiling above him glowed with soft purple light. The walls were smooth and curved like being inside a giant egg. He sat up slowly, still holding the cat carrier. "Where am I?" he whispered. He heard voices. Human voices. Dae-hyun stood up and looked around. He was in a small cell with clear walls. Through them he could see other cells. Each one had a person inside. Some were crying. Others were banging on the walls. In the cell next to him, a woman sat calmly. She had short black hair and wore a thick winter coat. She noticed him looking and waved. "Hello," she said. Her voice came through a speaker. "I am Jiwoo Park. I was in Antarctica an hour ago. Where were you?" "Seoul," Dae-hyun replied. "I was working in my office." "What is this place?" "I think we are on a spaceship," Jiwoo said. She sounded surprisingly calm. "I am a scientist. I study small life forms that live in extreme places. This technology is not from Earth." On his other side, another woman spoke up. "She is right. I am Hyejin. I'm a veterinarian from Busan. I was closing my clinic when the light took me." She pointed at Mr. Whiskers. "Is that your cat?" Dae-hyun looked down at the carrier. Mr. Whiskers sat inside, licking his paw. He seemed completely unbothered by everything happening. "Yes. His name is Mr. Whiskers. He was sleeping when we were taken." Before anyone could say more, a loud sound echoed through the room. All the humans stopped talking. A large screen appeared on one wall. It showed a creature that made Dae-hyun's blood run cold. The creature was huge, maybe 8 feet tall. It had 4 arms, each ending in clawed hands. Its skin was dark blue and covered with hard plates like armor. Its head was long and narrow, with 3 yellow eyes. When it spoke, its voice was deep and harsh. "Humans of Earth," the creature said. "I am Warlord Thraknor. You have been brought to my ship for the trials of subjugation. Your planet has caught our attention. We must see if your species is strong or weak." Around the room, people started shouting questions. Thraknor ignored them all. "The trials are simple," he continued. "Each of you will choose a champion. Your champion will fight my battle beasts. If you win, you earn your freedom. If you lose, you will serve the Vorthan Empire forever. There is no other choice." The screen went black. The humans erupted into panic. Some screamed. Others begged to be sent home. Dae-hyun just stood there, trying to understand what had just happened. "Choose a champion," he said quietly. "But we are just ordinary people. We do not have warriors or weapons." Jiwoo pressed her hands against the clear wall. "This does not make sense. Why would they take random humans? We have no military training." Hours passed. The humans talked to each other through the walls. They shared their stories. A teacher from Canada, a farmer from Brazil, a student from Japan, all taken from their normal lives without warning. Then a door opened. A smaller alien entered the room. It looked similar to Thraknor but was shorter and less scary. It walked carefully between the cells, carrying a glowing tablet. It seemed to be taking notes. When it reached Dae-hyun's cell, it stopped. Its eyes went wide. It was staring at Mr. Whiskers. The alien took a step backward. Its hands shook. What is that creature? The alien asked in broken English. Dae-hyun looked down at his cat. Mr. Whiskers was cleaning his face with his paw. This is Mr. Whiskers. He is a cat. A house cat. The alien made a strange choking sound. It quickly moved to the next cell without writing anything down. Dae-hyun and Ji-woo exchanged confused looks. Did you see that? Heejin said. That alien was afraid. Afraid of a cat. That is strange. Ji-woo agreed. Very strange. The next morning, or what felt like morning, Thraknor's voice boomed through the speakers again. The first trial will begin in 1 day. We have chosen the first human randomly. A light appeared above Dae-hyun's cell. You, the one with the small predator. You will fight first, Dae-hyun's heart sank. He looked around at the other humans. They all stared back at him with fear in their eyes. He looked down at Mr. Whiskers, who yawned and stretched. You have 1 day to prepare, Thraknor said. Choose your champion wisely. The speaker went silent. Dae-hyun sat down on the floor. His mind raced. Choose a champion? He had nothing. No weapons, no armor. No training. Just himself and a lazy housecat. Wait, a lazy housecat. He remembered the alien's reaction. The fear in its eyes when it saw Mr. Whiskers. Could it be possible? Dae-hyun, Ji-woo called out. What will you do? He looked at his cat. Mr. Whiskers looked back at him with sleepy green eyes. Dae-hyun made a decision that seemed completely insane, but it was the only idea he had. I am going to bring Mr. Whiskers as my champion, he said. Silence. Then several people started talking at once. They all thought he was crazy. Even Ji-woo looked worried. Are you serious? Someone shouted. That is just a pet. It will be killed. But Heejin spoke up. Wait, think about it. That alien was terrified of the cat. Maybe there is something we do not understand. Maybe Earth animals are different from what they have seen before. Ji-woo nodded slowly. She might be right. If these aliens have never been to Earth before, they would not know our animals. They would not know what a house cat can do. But what can a house cat do? Dae-hyun asked. He felt sick with worry. Heejin smiled a little. More than you think. Cats are hunters. They have very fast reflexes, sharp claws, sharp teeth, and they are brave when defending their territory. You are Mr. Whiskers' territory, Dae-hyun. He will protect you. Dae-hyun spent the rest of the day sitting with his cat. He fed Mr. Whiskers treats through the carrier door. He talked to him softly, telling him about their apartment in Seoul, about the sunny window where the cat loved to sleep. The other humans grew quiet as the hours passed. Everyone was scared. Everyone knew that if Dae-hyun lost, they would all lose hope. Finally, the lights dimmed. It was time to sleep, or try to. Dae-hyun lay on the cold floor, the cat carrier next to him. Inside, Mr. Whiskers purred softly. The sound was comforting in the strange alien ship. Tomorrow we fight. Dae-hyun whispered. Please be brave, Mr. Whiskers. I know you are just a cat. But you are my cat. And right now you are all I have. Mr. Whiskers purred louder as if to say everything would be okay. Dae-hyun closed his eyes and tried to believe it. Somewhere in the ship, Warlord Thraknor was laughing. The human was bringing a tiny pet to face his battle beasts. This would be the easiest victory yet, or so he thought. The ship descended into chaos. Alarms blared through the corridors. Thraknor had locked himself on the bridge with his most loyal warriors. The rest of the crew had joined Grixtal's rebellion. The humans watched it all from their cells, not knowing what would happen next. Grixtal came to the holding area with several other aliens. They opened all the cell doors. You are free, he told the humans. But we need your help. Thraknor controls the bridge and the ship's weapons. He threatens to destroy us all. The humans stepped out of their cells cautiously. It felt strange to be free after days of captivity. They gathered in groups, talking nervously. How can we help? Ji-woo asked. We do not understand your technology. You are from Earth, Grixtal said. We have learned that Earth produces clever beings. Perhaps you can see solutions we cannot. A man named Timon, who worked with computers back on Earth, spoke up. Can we access the ship's systems? Maybe we can find a way to override his controls. Grixtal led them to a control room. Computer screens covered the walls, showing alien symbols and diagrams. Timon sat down and studied the interface. To everyone's surprise, he started understanding it quickly. This is simpler than our computers on Earth, he said. The logic is basic. I think I can work with this, Ji-woo joined him. Her scientific training helped her recognize patterns. The Empire's technology is advanced in some ways, but not in others. They never needed complex systems because their conquered species were always weaker than them. They never had to compete with equals. While they worked, Grixtal explained more about the Empire. Thraknor came to your planet because he wanted to prove he was strong enough to tame a Deathworld species. The Empire's leaders told him not to. They said Earth was too dangerous, but he did not listen. Why is Earth so dangerous to you? Hee-jin asked. She sat near them with Mr. Whiskers on her lap. The cat purred as she petted him. Grixtal looked at the cat nervously. A Vorthon scouting team visited Earth 120 years ago. They landed in a hot, wet forest. The report they sent back was terrifying. They described flying creatures that sucked blood, insects that killed with bites, snakes with deadly venom, and cats bigger than our warriors that hunted from trees. The Amazon rainforest, Ji-woo said. That is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. But we also have safe cities, peaceful farmland, and places where life is easy. Safe for you, perhaps, Grixtal said. But you are from there. You evolved there. Your bodies are adapted to heavy gravity, harsh conditions, and countless predators. To us, your entire planet is a nightmare. Daehyun held Mr. Whiskers close. And we keep predators like him in our homes. As friends. That is what frightens us most, Grixtal admitted. You live with these creatures. You trust them. You love them. It means you are braver or more foolish than any species we have met. Maybe both. Suddenly, Thraknor's voice boomed through the ship's speakers. Attention, traitors! You have 1 hour to surrender. If you do not, I will activate the self-destruct sequence. We will all die together. Fear spread through the control room. But Taemin kept typing on the alien computer. I think I found something. There is a maintenance access tunnel that leads near the bridge. It is too small for most Vorthons to use, but maybe not too small for a human, Ji-woo said. Grixtal pulled up a schematic. Yes, this tunnel leads to a ventilation shaft. From there, you could reach the bridge. But it would be very dangerous. Thraknor still has guards with him. I will go, Daehyun said. Everyone turned to look at him. I am small. I can fit through the tunnel, and I have Mr. Whiskers. Daehyun, that is suicide, Ji-woo said. Those guards have weapons. But they are also terrified of Earth predators, Hee-jin pointed out. We have seen how they react to Mr. Whiskers. They back away. They hesitate. That fear might be enough, Grixtal thought for a moment. It might work. The guards on the bridge are nervous. They have seen the arena battles. They know what your small predator can do. If you appear with it, they may panic. Then it is decided, Daehyun said. He looked at Mr. Whiskers. One more adventure, buddy. Then we go home. The cat meowed and headbutted his hand. Daehyun took it as agreement. They made their way through the ship to the maintenance tunnel entrance. It was a small hatch in the floor. Daehyun looked down into the dark shaft. It would be a tight squeeze, but he could make it. Be careful, Ji-woo said. We need you to succeed. All of us depend on this. Daehyun put Mr. Whiskers in the carrier. He attached a small light to his shirt that Grixtal gave him. Then he climbed down into the tunnel. The tunnel was dark and cramped. Daehyun had to crawl on his hands and knees. The cat carrier bumped against his back as he moved. He could hear Mr. Whiskers shifting around inside, confused about where they were going. After what felt like hours but was probably 20 minutes, Daehyun reached a vertical shaft. He looked up and saw a grate above. Light came through. That must be the bridge. Carefully, quietly, he climbed up. He could hear voices above. Thraknor was arguing with someone. I do not care what they want. I will not surrender to mutineers and Deathworld creatures. Daehyun reached the grate. He could see through it into the bridge. Thraknor stood at the command console with 6 guards. They all looked tense and afraid. The Warlord's hands hovered over controls that probably activated the self-destruct. Daehyun pushed on the grate. It moved slightly. He pushed harder. The grate lifted, but it made a small sound. One of the guards turned and saw him. Intruder, the guard shouted. Daehyun pushed the grate aside and pulled himself up. All the guards pointed their weapons at him. Thraknor turned, his face twisted with rage. The human, Thraknor snarled. Perfect. I will kill you myself. Daehyun stood up slowly. He reached back and opened the cat carrier. Mr. Whiskers stepped out onto the bridge floor. The effect was immediate. All 6 guards took a step backward. Their weapons lowered slightly. They had watched the arena battles. They knew what this small creature could do. Mr. Whiskers looked around the bridge with interest. Then he spotted Thraknor. The cat's ears went back. His tail puffed up. He hissed. One guard dropped his weapon and ran for the door. Another followed. Then another. Within seconds, only Thraknor remained. The mighty Warlord stood alone on his bridge, facing a human and a housecat. Cowards! Thraknor roared. He activated his personal combat armor. Metal plates extended from his suit. Energy shields crackled around his forearms. I do not fear a tiny pet. I have fought and defeated warriors from 1,000 worlds. He charged at Daehyun with all four arms raised. But he had to pass Mr. Whiskers first. The cat did something unexpected. He rolled onto his back, showing his belly. It looked like surrender. Thraknor laughed and reached down to swat the creature aside. That was his mistake. Every cat owner knows the belly is a trap. The moment Thraknor's hand got close, Mr. Whiskers activated full attack mode. All four paws grabbed the Warlord's arm. Front claws dug in. Back legs kicked rapidly. Cat owners call this bunny kicks. To Thraknor, it felt like being attacked by a blender. The armor shredded. The energy shields flickered and died. Thraknor screamed and tried to pull away, but Mr. Whiskers would not let go. The cat had decided this tall creature was a threat to Daehyun. That meant it had to be stopped. Thraknor stumbled backward, flailing his other three arms uselessly. He tripped over his own feet and fell. Mr. Whiskers finally let go and jumped away. The cat sat down and started cleaning his paws as if nothing important had happened. Thraknor lay on the floor, his armor in tatters, bleeding from dozens of claw marks. He looked up at Daehyun with disbelief in his eyes. How? How can a pet defeat a warrior? He is not just a pet, Daehyun said quietly. He is my friend. He protects me because he loves me. Your battle beasts fight because you force them to. That is the difference. The bridge doors opened. Grixtel entered with the other rebels. They stared at Thraknor on the floor and Mr. Whiskers calmly grooming himself. It is over, Grixtel said to Thraknor. You have lost. You will be taken to the Empire's council to answer for your crimes. Thraknor said nothing. He just stared at Mr. Whiskers with a mix of fear and confusion. Over the next few days, everything changed. The ship was no longer a prison. It became a temporary home. Grixtel took command and sent messages to the Empire's leaders. He explained what had happened. He told them about Earth and its inhabitants. The Empire's response shocked everyone. They apologized. They offered trade agreements. They promised Earth would never be invaded. They formally removed Earth from the Forbidden Worlds list with one important note. Approach humans with respect and caution. They are a Death World species. Jiwoo and Hae-jin decided to stay with the fleet as Earth's first ambassadors. They would help negotiate treaties and cultural exchanges. Many other humans chose to stay too. They saw opportunities for learning and adventure, but Daehyun wanted to go home. He missed Seoul, he missed his apartment, he missed normal life. Grixtel gave him a small ship equipped with Earth-compatible controls and a faster-than-light drive. It was a gift from the new coalition government. You changed the galaxy, Grixtel told him on the day he left. Your small predator defeated an empire. Stories of the Whisker God are spreading across 100 worlds. The Whisker God, Daehyun asked. Grixtel looked embarrassed.